Hey boys and girls, today's story is The Three Snow Bears. It's by Jan Brett. She's the author and the illustrator. She's one of my very favorites. The Three Snow Bears. Let's find out what happens. Her pictures are so wonderful. Take off the jacket. Show you some of these. They kind of give us a hint of some of the characters that are to come. Come back, Aloki shouted as her huskies floated out to sea. Oh no! She knew that although an ice floe is a good place to fish, it is a bad place to lose a dog team. Not far away, a snow bear family had just started to eat their breakfast, but it was way too hot for Baby Bear. Oh, yelled Baby Bear. My breakfast burned my mouth. We'll go for a stroll and let the soup cool, Mama Bear said. This may remind you of the Three Little Bears. Aloki was running along looking for her dogs when she came upon the biggest igloo she had ever seen. Who lives here, she wondered. Aloki ducked inside. Right away, she smelled something delicious. Across the room, she saw a big bowl, a middle-sized bowl, and a small bowl. Surely she could smell was coming from the three bowls. Surely the good smell was coming from the three bowls. Aloki took a sip from the biggest bowl. Ooh, she cried out, too hot. She took a sip from the middle-sized bowl. Ooh, too cold. She tipped up the littlest bowl and drank every drop. She said, not too hot and not too cold. In the next room, Aloki spotted 3 pairs of beautiful boots standing in a row. She put on the biggest boot, too big, she said. She put on the middle-sized boot, too fancy, she said. She put on the littlest pair, just right, she said, wiggling her toes in the soft fur lining. Aloki walked into the last room and found a long sleeping bench piled high with fur covers. Heat from the oil lamp warmed her cheeks and made her sleepy. Time for a nap, she thought. She crawled under the highest mound of covers. Too lumpy, she grumbled. She tried the middle bed with the fur fringe cover. She sank down so far that she could hardly breathe. Too soft, she said. She rolled over into the smallest sleeping place. The furry blanket was cozy and warm, and the pillow was just the right size. Just right, Aloki murmured, and was asleep before she could take her boots off. If Aloki hadn't fallen fast asleep, she might have heard the dogs barking happily. Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear had spotted them drifting in the strong current and gone out to save them. The Snow Bear family was pushing Aloki's dog's team back towards their igloo and for safety. So they're saving her dogs and she's in their house. Papa Bear crawled into the igloo and saw his big bowl sitting in a pool of spilled soup. Someone has been tasting my soup, he roared. Mama Bear rushed in and saw that her soup had been sloshed around too. Someone has been sipping my soup, she growled. Someone found my soup, sputtered Baby Bear in her high squeaky voice, and they ate it all up. Papa Bear ran into the next room and saw his boots in the middle of the floor. Someone has been trying on my boots, he boomed in his big bear voice. Mama Bear put on her fancy boots. Someone has had these boots on, she huffed, and the fur is all bunched up. Baby Bear saw his boots had disappeared. Someone has taken my boots and left behind these not so good ones, she wailed. The bear ran into their bedroom. Someone has been sleeping in my bed, Papa Bear bellowed. Someone has been sleeping in my bed too, Mama Bear cried. Baby Bear peeked at her little bed and squeaked. Someone has been sleeping in my bed and she's still here. Aloki opened her eyes and saw 3 bear noses only inches away. She hopped out of bed and dove between Papa Bear's huge furry legs. Quicker than a seal, Aloki ran room to room until she burst outside. Her huskies bounced around, barking and smiling their doggy grins. Aloki and her dogs flew over the frozen ice, dodging ridges and cracks. She looked back to wave a thank you to the snow bears. She couldn't see them, but she heard a big, rough voice, middle-sized voice, and a high, squeaky voice calling to her. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Well, I am so thankful they weren't so angry at her. I think they were upset because they didn't know who was there. But with them, when they saw that it was a sweet little girl, they were okay. And they weren't mad. And they would just make some more soup. And that was so kind of them to rescue these dogs. Wow, what a great story. What a great story about showing kindness even when somebody doesn't do you right.